Derivatives trading involves substantial risk of loss and is not suitable for all investors. Past performance is not necessarily indicative of future results.
So stressful. World's on fire. Good God. I can't look at this, guys. Like, my strategy is you buy it and you hope that you got inside. Yeah, but we all think you're crazy. You don't fight this. No way. The markets are freaking out and you don't think that anything is wrong? Come back tomorrow and I'll lose it all. Should be fun.
All right, good morning. I'm super late. I don't know what the deal is. I completely lost track of time. Let's just come in here. U.S. initial jobless claims. We're getting a reading of 210 versus an expected reading of 215. S&P 500 is rallying off of that. U.S. GDP deflator preliminary 8.1 versus an expected 8%. PCE prices preliminary 5.1 versus an expected 5.2. Well, I don't care about that. Net wheat export sales negative 2.4K. Ooh. US PCE prices preliminary 7%. Okay, so the numbers here are probably not going to move the treasuries too much. Let's just come over here, look at the markets overall. If I can even freaking find it. There it is. It says volume. It says volume. Okay, cool. Looks like treasuries are a little bit higher. I mean, look, ever since we got that like strong liquidity bid day, it's just been up. ES, that's on a good gentle uptrend, and that's what I'm right now. That's kind of my base case for the summers. I think that we're just gonna have a slow and steady rise. It looks like volatility is really declining here. Natural gas up. Gold and silver still kind of smarting from the dollar coming back a little bit here. Kappa moving along with the other metals. Bitcoin taking another little dip here, but not breaking the neck yet. The dollar showing some strength, but it's I don't know. It can't really make too much of that yet. It's kind of been all over the place this week. It was starting to decline significantly, and then they kind of saved themselves. So let's come over here to the Twitters, see if we got Bellwether Nvidia misses and was down 10% overnight. NQ up 4.4 in the overnight market. The market is full with negative sentiment. Environment is ripe for a ripping rally. I don't know. There's better liquidity across the board in the front contracts. Yeah, I would bet that there is. So let's start there, shall we? Tools. I wish Ninja Traders tools handled this sort of thing a little bit better. Z N. Now, how do I do this? Search Z N. 0922. I forget how to do it correctly. I have to add it into my market analyzer, but I have to add it like maybe I have to do it like the chart here. I forget. Whoa. Well, the move was much more extreme in the front month, wouldn't you say? I'm just seeing that. What? Okay. Is there like the you go to instruments tab, select instruments, scroll down to edit rollover? Yeah, probably. You're talking about like this. You're saying go to the contract months and edit the rollovers. 09/22 rollover date and make it the 26th essentially. Now I should be able to go into database and management. Yep, and roll over. Cool. And I gotta come over here into Jigsaw. See, it's just the whole setup here for it is just really retarded, right? ZB 09/22. Okay. Yeah, so when I look at the front month, there's like a much deeper decline before this came in. That's really odd. It's very odd that there's that degree of difference between them. That may be kind of a wrench in trying to do anything today, I think. And yeah. Yeah, there's definitely a lot more liquidity over here. 2000s. liquidity over in the front month is almost like normal. I would go with Python, but what do you mean by that? If I was going to build my own trading platform, I think I'd do Python. Oh, sorry, I didn't see Max's question. Do you think it doesn't matter what programming language I learned first? Python, C++, JavaScript? I wouldn't start with C++. I would only start with JavaScript if your intention is to make websites, right? But if you are interested in like financial quant kind of stuff, Python is the place. Yeah. If you want to do like, if you want to get into like, how do I put this? If you want to be like a serious developer, right? Like your thinking is, maybe you're still in high school. I don't know how old you are, but let's say you're still in high school. You plan on getting a computer science degree, but you want to start learning how to program already, and you kind of want to get yourself ahead. Then I would do C#. See, if you really want to get into like programming, I think that the development kind of workflows and everything that you get with C# and Java are going to give you the best experience towards being able to be like, if I was teaching a computer science course, and maybe it wasn't the beginning one, but you know, it would work if it was the beginning, like, or and intermediate classes. I would probably be teaching it in Java or C#. When I was in school, the beginners classes were all in Java, and then everything else was C#. So, because the problem with Python is that it really is more of a scripting language, and it is quite different from most languages. So, you know, I'm not gonna say like it's bad for you to learn on it or anything. I just think that you had to have more opportunities. You have more opportunities if you do C# or JavaScript. But like, I would only do JavaScript if your intention is to make websites, right? And I wouldn't just learn JavaScript. I would learn it as React. I would learn React. Well, I don't know, guys. So it's Thursday, and of course we get big pieces of news on Thursdays, but it doesn't look to me like any of the pieces of news that we got today really move the needle. I'm coming in here looking. We do have like pending home sales and stuff coming up. Kansas Fed manufacturing happens later today. We got a 4-week. We got a 7-year note auction. Okay. So we may get an opportunity off of the note auction. I think that would probably be a buy in the 10-year. But we got to be cautious. Like, this might be one where if we were just playing the Treasury, maybe we find an iceberg and we just play one ticker or something like that, right? I've been trying to use Python a little bit more. I've done it for all of my little scripting projects that I've had to do at work lately. I've had to do a lot of like parse a bunch of stuff out so that you can do things in mass. I've been having this issue where there's these machines that we need to get some stuff on. We're like moving our monitoring and so forth. And there's these machines that just don't want to work with our processes that like will go out onto the machines and install things and stuff. I'm getting really frustrated by it. And I've gone through all this work to get like a list of the machines and things like that. But at this point, I think I'm just gonna remote onto them and do it by hand if it'll let me, because I'm just so sick of it not going anywhere. Jack Dorsey leaves Twitter board amid Musk takeover bid, reports The Hill. That's kind of weird, but whatever. That one matters too much. The Treasuries all on their lows and looking like they're gonna push. 2.75A. This is a tough one, and I would like to get like a 20. I would like to end the week with like a $20 winner, but I don't know if I actually have a good opportunity to do it. I like the S&P 500 at 4,000. Yesterday, I had that long. Remember, I took that long, and I put my take profit at 4,000, then I never got it, and then closed it at the close. So I was a little disappointed, but it's nice to see it at 4,000 now. Would have been a good swing trade, I guess. I have to say, even though the treasuries are pushing down, it doesn't the order flow doesn't look too aggressive here in the front month. Hey, be careful about that because we're during the roll and all that stuff. But it's I'm not. Can you tell how frustrating? Because I want to make some money today, but I don't think that I have an edge in this situation. I feel like it should move enough for us to make money, but I don't have like a true, predictor of order flow here. I would just be trying to play the technicals and the trend and so forth. I don't think that that's a good play today. Maybe if I was going for a tick. Well, so that's what we'll do is we'll keep an eye out in the 10-year. We'll do it with the sim trade on, because I don't put that on live, but we'll try taking a gamble 2 or 3 times on one tickers. Rollover is a pain in the butt. I think the rollover is probably one of the most significant factors here, kind of making, because that could be a predictor of order flow. Once we've rolled over, at the beginning of the contract, you tend to have more activity, right? And I do find it very, very interesting that there is much more liquidity in the September contract. That's really interesting to me. You're not getting filled on your rollovers, EB? Yeah, so the whole thing is just kind of like meh. I've never really had much success trading on the days like right around rollover. It's been like next month, next week, come in Monday, take a few trades, and it just runs, and you get good trends at the beginning of a contract. Although one kind of has to wonder, like, are we moving into a much lower volatility regime here for the next few months? Because this time of year in May is when it converts over to summer liquidity, right? I mean, of course, you'll get, next week is probably pretty dead too. I don't know, guys. I don't know what to do here. So, okay, what do we get tomorrow? We get personal income, personal spending, and all of that good stuff. And the core PCE price index tomorrow. Okay. And then next week. Wait, am I reading that right? Because did it just say the 28th? Oh, yeah. It's the 28th is Saturday. Gotcha. Okay. So then next week, Chicago PMI on Tuesday, ISM, ADP, non-farms. And then the week after that, do we get the CPI? Yes, we get CPI on a Friday. It's interesting to me, them putting the CPI on Fridays now. It's kind of fun. Okay, so the next 2 weeks we could have some opportunities. After that, though, I'm gonna want to pull back on risk considerably, right? Like the kind of trades that I took yesterday, probably shouldn't be taking those during the summer. Probably shouldn't have taken those yesterday. Oh, actually, no, I take that back. You know what? The plays that I made yesterday were okay. I think the problem that I made yesterday was that I allowed that one to go too much risk on the first one. So I ended up down $4. That was my mistake there. I think we're actually doing okay. Let's come in here. Like when I look at my trading right now, what I see is that my strategy seems to be working, but that I have some big flubs still. Let's go all the way back. So I guess we need to go back to what, August 2021 till now? May 27th. Apply. And only select those 10-year trades. Where there was a few on some, so we'll filter the accounts too. It shouldn't make too big of a difference though. Yeah. Well, okay, so once we filter things down, it is a slight downtrend. It is a slight downtrend on our thing. So it's like very recoverable. But if you were able to take out these bad days, right? So what's happening is I'm still not managing my risk very well and catching these bad days. Because if we got rid of those, we would be somewhere up here. So we'd be doing pretty good. Oh, where's the show stats? There we go. See, and here, like, my percentage winner is just not high enough, especially on those shorts. That's really interesting to me. I've taken a couple of shorts that I shouldn't have. Man, there was a couple of those weeks there where it just was really bad. Now my MFE, my MFE used to be way higher too. You know what, guys? I've had so many trades lately where it's like I get in and I never get a tick in my favor. That's happened so many times to me lately. I'm not sure why I'm getting that. I mean, that to me kind of says that I'm doing, I'm making bad decisions in some place. I don't know. Like from an outside perspective, like if I was trying to convince somebody, oh yeah, this totally works, come and look at these results, I don't think that I would be very convincing to them. Right. My average winning trade is almost $18, so that's good. But I think that that's just been the volatility. But what I see is that most of the time I'm doing what I want to do, but then I'm getting these flubs. I'm getting these days where like I take like 2 or 3 trades and I lose like $50 to $60 at a time, right? So I need to implement more strict controls. Like if I take a bad winner at the beginning, then I need to back off. And that's what I did. Yesterday. Actually, no, I take that back because yesterday I took 3. Yesterday, maybe I should have just stopped trading, right? I don't know. That's a tough one. Not quite sure what I think I should change. I feel like that I should make some changes, but I'm not quite sure where I want to do it yet. That may be a situation where kind of adding some technical indicators to the chart to kind of remind me could help. Maybe looking at the order imbalance a little bit better. I do think that I part of my problem, I think, something that will really screw you up is if you're sitting here waiting like, okay, I want to go long. Let's just say I wanted to go long. I'm not sure I have a bias on the day today, but let's say that I wanted to go long, right? So I would rather get it at the lower end of this range, like 08 if I could, right? But then it's like it goes up, and I'm like, oh, okay, well, like the trend is forming. I guess it's time to jump on. And then you jump on, and that's as far as it goes, right? So that's one that I really need to avoid. That's one that I really need to avoid. Well, okay, what else do we got to look at here this morning? It's a really quiet day. Like, Twitter seems a little quiet. Obamacare time bomb to hit right. I read that story. That was really interesting. So, that with Obamacare, insurance premiums keep going up, and so for the pandemic, they kind of signed a bill to kind of prevent the premiums from going up. So now it's going to go back to normal. So it's like, oh no, if Obamacare goes the way that it should or it was intended to go in the beginning, then it's going to be really bad for our midterm prospects. Oh, maybe Obamacare was a bad legislation. Maybe just me. Not to get too political, but it's irrelevant to the economy. I don't know, man. What do you do to make Congress more effective? Again, like ever since Nancy Pelosi has been in the House of Representatives, things have just gone to crap. The U.S. I don't agree with that. Come on. It's surprising to me. There are so here's the thing. Okay, my areas of expertise, age limits. I totally agree with you on that one. Like, I think that you shouldn't be allowed to be in office over the age of like 70. I think 70 is the point at which I say you're too old. You're too old. Shouldn't be president, shouldn't be in Congress. You know what is the funny thing though? Like I think this is a really great example of a principle that I think will really help you interpret politics and see how things are going to go. Like, be able to make predictions that may help you in the stock market. And it is this: representatives aren't people. I don't mean to say that to dehumanize them or anything like that. Okay, this isn't like trying to dehumanize them so that people will do mean things to representatives or anything like that. Okay, but you need to realize that, like Ted Cruz, for instance, Ted Cruz is a person, but that person is not the actual representative that represents you in Congress. The Ted Cruz that represents you in office is a construction of interests now. It is actually a collection of interests. And that is the Ted Cruz that actually represents you in office. So what you will often see is these representatives, they'll get super old. They get super old. And you know what? Like, their politics don't change. What they say doesn't change. What kind of bills they vote for doesn't change, and things like, you know why? Because they have all of their policy makers and staff members basically continue, and they've been with them long enough. They know what to do. They know what to do. And so you can have this situation, or you can have a member of Congress in there for a really long time, and the public doesn't even notice, because and they can be like straight up senile. Like, my understanding is that there are some people in Congress that have medications that if the public knew, they would basically wouldn't be in office anymore. Like, they're senile. Right? That's the way it goes. It's kind of interesting. Abolish the federal mafia. Wait, are we talking about the FBI? 1789. I don't know. Age limits. I'm totally in favor of term limits in Congress, but the term limits that people always propose, I think, are way too strict. Because being a legislator is a skill. Being a legislator is a skill. It's a skill that you have to develop. Not everybody's good at it. For instance, I don't think that Ocasio-Cortez is a very good legislator right now. Maybe 10 years from now, she'll be good at it. So I think that there should be term limits, but I think that the term limits should be really, really, really far out. It should be like 20 years or something like that. You can be in Congress for 20 years or something like that. Like, that's enough time to get something done and to get good at it and get something done, right? But there's some of these people that are just in there forever and ever and ever and ever. But at the same time, I feel like a lot of that sentiment is from like kids that are like, well, we just need to get rid of these old fogies in Congress, and then they'll start doing what we want them to do. Yeah. I think that there's a lot of that going around, because there's many, many young people that are, if they're not liberal, they're libertarian. And I don't think that when 10 years from now, listen, when I was 20, okay, I thought that like social media would be a good thing for people, okay? I understood at the time that Facebook was like a big deal and that everybody was going to get involved in Facebook. But I didn't think all this stuff was, we're on the millennials on the issue of like how the internet's going to go. We were dead wrong. And I think that a lot of what we did has kind of affected the younger generation very negatively, and in particular. Like, I was kind of like, I don't think that you should really let your kids get on social media until they're like 14. And now I'm thinking like 14 is maybe actually a little too young. Anyways, some wild moves in the bonds. Well, the volatility level in the bonds is still relatively high, isn't it? Like, you got to remember that like a move of 10 ticks, it used to be that if I ever tried to get anything more than 10 ticks, it would come back on me. Right? You remember that? This camera is a little misplaced. Yeah, like 31 until you can get on social media. Dude, I'm telling you, a lot of the problems on the internet, I don't think that what I'm going to say is controversial, but it's not something that people talk about. And I think that the implications of this would be controversial. A large portion of the problems on the internet are because you have children trying to interact with adults. You go on Reddit, and you got like 14, 15, 16-year-old kids trying to debate politics with 30-year-olds. It's not right. It shouldn't be happening. There should be social media websites that are like, you can only once you turn 19, you're kicked off of it or something. Like there's 2 social media sites, and the functionality of them are different depending on how old you are, man. I'm telling you, these kids are messing up our discourse. Because people think that they're debating with adults, and they're not realizing that they're debating people that don't have fully developed reasoning. You know, I wasn't even bothered about politics till like 30. Oh, dude, I was always knew about it. I mean, I think, let's see here. When did I get how did that go? Because I don't think that I was super into it when I was in school. Oh, but I was still, though. It's just that we didn't have like Politico and all of those websites. Okay. But I remember reading a lot about the Iraq War and people debating a lot about the Iraq War when I was a kid. But it wasn't until after, I'm LDS, so we go on a mission for 2 years. So from 19 to 21, basically. Then you come back. And then from then on, I was very, very active in politics. Like, I figured out how to do it all and read Politico every day. And so I was always in on it. When I started, the big political issue was they were trying to pass the amnesty bill in Congress. John Hannity would be on the radio every day saying, this is the destroy the Republican Party bill. Then again, if you are on social media talking about politics as an adult, one could question the adult's intellect. Yeah, so like, what do you do about it, right? I think that if you're posting on Twitter, it should show your age. I think if you're posting on Twitter, it should show your age. Because you got all this, like, dude, I see all this stuff all the time, especially this social justice warrior crap, okay? There's some SJW stuff I see posted on Reddit all the time on kind of like those anti-social justice warriors subreddits, showing like just the most bizarre stories and descriptions, like people saying stuff on Twitter that is just absolutely insane. And I think everybody assumes that these are like fully grown adults, and I don't think that they are. I think that they're mostly kids. And I also think that something that happens is that you get adults and they get on the internet, and the kids actually have a stronger pull on the discourse in the internet than you would expect, because the kids have more time to get on and do it and leave comments and talk, right? So what's happening is some adults are picking things up from the kids. And if they knew that who they were talking to was a child, I don't think that they would come in and be so like almost brainwashed by it, right? Like, think about the way that you get on social media, and then like it can affect your thinking. Of course it can. Like, there's everybody's make all these arguments about 2016 and how much it affected the election and so on and so forth. Okay, well, but think about it. You're being brainwashed by 14-year-olds, right? Would that maybe change how much you read into what you see online? Come on, guys. It's true. It's true. If you're playing Call of Duty, if you're under the age of 19, you should be on your own servers. 19, I'm telling, 14-year-old kids should not be playing with 30-year-old kids in Call of Duty. It's not. That's not good. Especially when you can like voice chat to each other and stuff. And everybody always says like gamer culture is so toxic and so forth. No. Gamer culture is not toxic, okay? 14-year-old boy culture is toxic. 14-year-old boy culture is toxic, okay? Like all these things, like it's really hard to be a girl gamer. It is. You know why? Because 14-year-old boys are toxic. Okay. If you put if the girl gamers played with the 30-year-olds, it would be they're all nice. There'd be no problems. There'd be no problems. Wow, the treasury come backing up to the high here pretty good. I mean, I said I don't know which way it's going to go, but I also said treasury auction probably favors upside. So you're correct, man, babies. That's just look. If you're a trader, okay, not everybody's like this, but especially if you're a trader and you're on this channel, all right, it requires a great deal of understanding about what you're doing. You got to understand what the market is. You got to understand the macroeconomics, and you got to be able to make your own decisions. You got to understand the order flow and what the empirical properties of the order flow are, and be able to make your own decisions. Okay. Most people have never had that degree of freedom in their life. Most people, they just come in, they go to school, they do what they're told. Most people, when they graduate from high school, it's kind of like a big, okay, what am I supposed to do now? For one group, and then they just kind of float around. And then there's the other group that they know that they're supposed to go to university, they get their degree or whatever, and hopefully they picked a good major, right? But most people are not used to having to go out on your own, having to think and develop on your own and develop something. And frankly, to be successful in trading, you got to get to like the forefront of your field. You know, I don't think that we're there yet. I don't think that I'm there yet. I think that we've learned a lot of things that are like well beyond what retail traders know, but we're not at the forefront of the field yet. Maybe we're at the forefront of the retail traders, but we're very, very far behind the institutional and quants, right? So you get these people that they having a political discussion with them is different, right? Because they're usually not coming up with their own arguments. It doesn't make them bad people or anything like that. It's just the kind of discussion you're having with them is different. Okay, so you take all of that and then you realize they're getting everything is being driven by kids. Telling you, half of the problems that we have here on the internet, it's kids. But you know what? The kids have a lot of problems too that we cause for them. I saw this thing the other day, and they were pointing out that like kids no longer turn to their family for like the security kind of social things. They're turning to their peers instead. And maybe that's because they spend so much time at school. I don't know, but it's a problem. Wow, it's been a long time since I've gotten spam like that in the channel. You know, it makes you wonder, right? What the WTF? What kind of person they're going out to spam and they think, oh, hey, speculators have live day trading treasuries? Oh, that is the audience. I am gonna those guys are gonna be totally into naked women. That's the come on. Maybe it's just a bot. I don't know. Maybe it's just a bot. I'm hearing that sound again. I think it's one of the girls up in her room, but I don't know. Well, it kind of interesting to see the dollar. I kind of feel like the dollar could be moving today, but it's kind of still within its range. The treasuries came up to those highs. It was accompanied by the 6J. The rest of the complex gold and silver moved up. The biggest mover that I'm seeing right now is actually Bitcoin. Bitcoin is getting crushed. The book in ZF is as thick as ZN. You're right. I didn't even realize that. This is pretty crazy, isn't it? Well, you know what though, Octavius? I've always kind of wondered why the book in ZF isn't thicker than ZN. Like you would just based on the tick size and everything, you would think that there would be more volume in it. But ZN ends up being the one that's interested because they like to play the higher end maturity. But no, ZF is the 5-year. The 2-year has the most liquidity. The 2-year, the amount is over there is like obscene. It's like maybe if they spammed, "Are you into quiet, polite, loyal women?" Then why quiet, polite and loyal? Sure. Yeah, ZF is not as cost effective to day trade. That's pretty true. But I don't think that that's why they do it. I think that the people that want to come in and hedge interest rates, they're not getting enough movement in ZF, so they prefer the maturity that they get in the 7-year. Man, what is going on in Bitcoin? Okay, so this morning, this morning I come in on YouTube and CoffeeZilla has a thing that says Tether just lost $10 billion. Now, let me watch this for a second. Tether fraud, blah, blah, blah. I'm going to search around here a little bit. Okay. So CoffeeZilla is just talking about the run on their reserves that's been going on since the Terra thing. Oh, okay. So here's one. Batman Terra on Twitter. I have received word from a verified source at a top law firm in the US that class actions are being prepared against Binance, Gemini, Kraken, and Coinbase under the Securities Act for the sale of UST and Luna to US customers. They are looking to file within 10 weeks. Whoa, okay. That's interesting. Could that be the cause of the downside action in Bitcoin today? Maybe. Let me come over here to Bitcoin and sort by new and see if there's any other stories. It seems like this move started after that, right? Well, okay, so there was a down move about 5 hours ago. I don't know. Okay, here's the thread. Why doesn't number go up? Real heads will see this as a quad inverted Dutchman followed immediately by a trailing Bambi, rumored to not be possible due to market forces, aka the invisible hand. This chart is only visible on Google Finance after zooming all the way in at exactly midnight during a full moon. If this is what I've mentioned above, then we're all in for a crazy 18 hours. All the responses. This is good for Bitcoin. These guys. I love reading this already. Relief rally kicked in. No. Nobody seems to be Back in here. Okay, so I'm just going to post rumors of illegal actions against exchanges over Luna. What's the tick value? The tick value of ZF is half of what it is in ZN. So ZN, it's like 15.625. So in ZF, it's like 7.125. So once you get into ZF, like the tick size isn't as attractive. But I think that people overthink that. What really matters is how much you're going to be getting. Do you actually have an edge in the instrument, etc., etc. There are some things about the 5-year that kind of suggest that we as retail traders in some of these situations that we've seen this year that we should have been able to get more edge in the 5-year. But every time that I tried it, the spread was just insane. I mean, look at the spread in the 5-year here, right? It's insane. It's insane. It's like 5 basis point. It's like a 5 basis point spread in the 5-year. What the heck? It shouldn't be that, right? I don't think that I would market make on that. Actually, maybe I would. Maybe I would put an order at 2.75. You know what? Screw it. It shouldn't be what it is. This is just a little silly. Uh-huh. 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 Yeah, I thought so. Uh-huh. Yep. Are you seeing this? I just moved the offer. I just moved the offer in the 5-year down. Five ticks all by myself. Oh, and look, I canceled it and they completely pulled. What? Wait, will it actually let me pull one out now? Okay, it comes back. It kind of comes back. It kind of comes back. I'm kind of wondering how far I can push it. Okay. You gonna get busted? Well, I'm not spoofing. If they hit me, I would have been fine by it with it. Like, look, the trend is kind of turning down. No, actually, sorry, I take that back. Like, the trend for the day in the treasuries is up. So they get filled at 2.75, which is basically where the 10-year is. Which is basically where the 10-year is, right? If I get filled there, fine. Fine. But see, look, the robot out there is only reacting to me. They brought the bid up? No, that doesn't make sense. Okay. Now there are offers all the way down here. $2.7. Is that all you guys? Right now they're giving an actually reasonable spread now, though. The 30-year is just a tick spread? What do you mean by that? You talking about ZB? Or are you talking about 30YR? But like the whole thing here is that the spread in the 5-year is way wider than it should be. Well, so the thing with ZB is $32 is a lot, dude. $32 for something that can move like 4 to 8 ticks just like that. That's a lot. It's a lot. It's a lot of leverage. I bet you if I was willing to do irresponsible things that I could pass a combine with the ZB. Maybe that's what our project should be, the 30-year. So you're playing the spread between them. Yeah, somewhat. Because like I don't know what the 5-year is supposed to. Should we calculate it? Let's see if we can calculate it. I'm going to do minute bars. Okay. So here is the ZF. ZB is fun when you're on the right side of it. Yeah. When I started out with ZB and I would just get creamed, man. I guess I'd probably do better this year. Is there a rule? Why do not see limited orders on the NASDAQ that are over 50 contracts? No reason. That's just the liquidity that's out there. There's not as much liquidity on the NASDAQ because it can run against you really fast. Okay, so now we've got to go over here. We need to pull up a new tab, and we're going to pull up the interest rate products tools, and we're going to go to the Treasury analytics. So it's going to tell us what everything should be right now. So it's saying that the yield in the 5-year is 2.723. Okay. But that I don't remember when that was taken. That's not like active, right? You'd have to pay for Quick Strike to see what it is active. Okay. So I can come in here to the 5-year and we get all of this information. Right. So I'm going to put in this nifty little indicator that I'm testing. And called yield change estimate. There it is. Okay. So the DV01 is 45.44. And the on the run yield is 2.7208. And then we have to calculate the futures price, which is 113.1850. So it's actually 18. Let's see here. I forget how this is. This is 32 times 4 is like 128, right? So 18 times 4 plus 2, 74 divided by 128.758. 113.758. 758,125. Some complicated math here, right? Okay, so this is never completely accurate, but it is telling me here that the 5-year should be at 2.718. But they are actually quite a bit lower than that. How much capital do you think somebody would need to spoof? Well, anything over 100 lots would be significant, I think. $1 million would probably be a good start. So what I'm getting right here is that it should be 2.72. That can't be right. Wait. Well, I might have made a mistake. Hmm. .7208. That's interesting. Last time I used this, it was like really super close. Today seems that it's just completely off. Seems it's just completely off. Because the number that I'm getting is way higher than either the bid or the offer. I would expect that one side of this, the bid or the offer, to be close or like right on, and it's not. The treasuries are seeing a sell here. Oil is taking off. That's what's going on there. Oil's taking off well. It looks like all of the markets kind of took off. What am I doing wrong here? I feel like that this is just. First I thought, oh, I must just have the numbers in wrong, but now I'm thinking maybe my logic is faulty. Maybe change equals close minus the anchor price. Dollar change equals the change times the instrument point value. Okay. Yield change equals the dollar change divided by the DVO1. And then the yield should be the RTO OTR yield minus yield change. Okay, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to make it so that you can put in the future price. Holy CL. Yeah, CL is like turning into a monster. I think that's why the treasuries are getting hammered here. I don't have any news coming through. The only thing that I see coming through on Twitter is people realizing that Bitcoin looks like it's in trouble. Okay, let's change this so that I can put in the futures price. Public string anchor price. Oh, I forget how to do it. Okay. Now I'm going to have to come in here. C# string split. Look at them go. Oh, it is string.split. Oh, because it should be just. There we go. There we go. And the separator will be point. S&P 500 seems to be doing well there for sure. I don't know. There could be individual there could be individual moves in stocks that I'm just not catching. Okay, so in this analytics tool, think that they always do it in 30 seconds. 13.5. Yeah. So it will be split. It'll be split of 0 dot to int. Oh wait, what's the correct way to do string to int in C#? I forget. C# string to int. Int 32 parse. No, we want double parse, right? Probably won't want them to both be doubles. String to double. Convert dot to double. Convert dot to double. String split 0 plus convert dot to double split 1 divided by 32. Let's try that. Good morning, NASDAQ killer. How are you? Okay. So now I should be able to come in here. Oops, I need it to be 5-year. Wait, why did it didn't give me the right? Oh, that's weird. I'm gonna delete it that way and re-edit. Okay, anchor price is 113. Oh, okay, that's not gonna work. We're gonna do dash 18.5. Okay, so we gotta change that. Cancel. We're gonna split by a dash. What's on the menu for? Well, we've got an auction today. It's kind of the biggest thing. We are getting some odd movements in the markets. So oil seems to be taking off for no apparent reason, but it's like really, really moving. S&P 500 is moving up. Bitcoin is getting just creamed. And so that has kind of led to a sell-off in the treasuries, but for now they've kind of rebalanced. So I'm not quite sure what's going on. It looks like we'll get something out of this, but I am not confident in what. And meanwhile, we're trying to see if we can fix the 5-year here because it's not 18.5. Okay, and DVO1 is 45.44 and OTR is 2.7208. Okay. Well, it still says that we should be at 7.2. Does look like my anchor price thing seems to be working correctly. Now, if I came in and I use the OTR DVO1, which is 0.88, doesn't really make a difference. I think that the difference that I may be seeing from this Treasury analytics tool here is because it has not rolled over yet. FVU2, I forget the, oh man, U is September. It is using September. Which means the Treasury's in, no. I don't think that's what that's supposed to mean. This strike as yield thing is pretty cool. I never noticed that before. Strike 113.5. Oh, 113.5 would be basically 16, right? So it's saying if they were down there at 16, that it would be 2.8. Now 24 would be 0.75. So then it's saying that the yield would be 2.76. That doesn't seem correct. Wasn't it that we were at 2.5 earlier? Oh, now I'm really confused. Now I'm really confused, guys. And the Treasuries goes on. Treasury analytics tool rolls the anchor quarter Friday before the roll week. That's cool. Well, what am I doing wrong? So it says futures price is 113.1850. Okay. So right there, where it was just a second ago in the 5-year, right? And it says that at that price, the yield was 2.8057 and the on the run was 2.72. And we are not anywhere close to that. So either the 5-year is grossly off or I'm doing something wrong. And that's just from the Treasury's analytics tool. Am I missing something? Let me read that again, okay? When we were at 113.18.5, it's saying the on the run yield should have been 2.72. And we're at 2.68. We're not even close to 2.72. How is that possible? What is CMT rates? Yes, that's exactly what I'm doing actually, Ashkay. It's giving off values WRT to OTR and CTD. Yeah, so I'm trying to calculate it, but even if I'm not trying to calculate it, right? If we just come in here and we say, okay, everything that is being shown in the Treasury analytics tool is accurate to the price that it is right now. Look, we're at 18.5, right? Then it says that OTR yield is 2.72. Oh, actually, no, we're not. We're well below that. We're well below that. So, like, according to this tool, I should just sweep everything up to 2.72. Yeah, the analytics tool uses yesterday's closing prices from the bonds to calculate yields, but it shouldn't be the change in between the yield and price from one day shouldn't be that much, should it? Do you really think that the difference is that the DVO1 has changed that much? So let's try something else here. Macro 10-year futures. You say that it is. Okay. Last on this is a joke. Oh, it is the Broker Tech US Treasury benchmark. You know of a cheap way for me to get access to that? 2.727. Definitive. Well, I'm going to pull this over here and do the research over here so that I'm not covering up the order flow. The treasuries are still moving around a lot. A lot. They do this for CQG. You say that trading technology has it? So if I come back over here, what is the symbol? What the heck? They come back? That's so weird. Looks like Bitcoin dug itself out of the hole there. Somebody's trying to save it. Included with CQG trading and CQG spreader trading if permission to trade by FCM. Price $195. So I assume that means it is $195 a month. Do you find correlation between Bitcoin and other markets? Well, Bitcoin has been very correlated with the NASDAQ. I suppose today we saw a little bit of a disconnect. Well, yesterday too, but now they're buying it back. That may be because the S&P 500 has taken here off of the open a 20 or so point rally. I don't know. Fill out a contact us form and one of our sales representatives will contact you to set up a demonstration of broker tech market data. Vendor partners work with 30-party vendors for connectivity and workflow solutions. I think that's what we really want. Leading connectivity. Bloomberg. Broadridge. Broadway Technology. There's a ton. Trading Technologies. Yep, Rhythmic is not listed on there for this one. That's kind of always been the thing, though, is like Rhythmic is just like full order book data on CME products. And you don't have the option to get all of the extra indexes and so on and so forth. And CQG does. And that's kind of the big difference. Well, if I have I have CQG, but I have CQG Continuum. So I don't know if it's possible to get that through CQG Continuum. Right. So if I go broker tech CQG, their top thing. Well, here I'll show you. There's this right here. There's this page. It says that's how much it is. So it's pretty steep. Pretty steep data for what it is. I'm really shocked that it's that much. That just seems a little off kilter, don't you think? ICAP, the world's premier interdealer broker, is the original source of global market information and commentary for professionals in the international financial markets. Okay, I'm going to look them up. They're right from ICAP's global daily average transaction volumes in excess. Okay, here we are getting the pending home sales index. We got negative 3.9 versus expected negative 2. So that's not good. That could push treasuries up. Well, I mean, they're already kind of moved up and they're not really moving off of the news, but I think that would generally be move treasuries to the upside. ICAP's broker track platform is blah, 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 blah. Available in CQG version 7.5. Dun, 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 dun. Oh, wait. Maybe if I like zoom in like big time here, it'll show me. Broker track treasuries, but it doesn't tell me what the symbol is. You can simply use the conversion factor for the bond. That will give you the actual delivery price of the bond, and that will give you the yield on the first day of delivery if you don't want the broker tech data. But won't that have the same problem with what I was trying to do, Ash K? Ax hey. Or I'm just gonna call you Ack. How is that different? Wouldn't that have the same problem that I'm having here, which is that the amount of change is something with the DVO1 or something like that is changed. Conversion factor is changed. Okay, well, I want to search now for ICAP. Interbroker dealer. ICAP is the leading markets are post trade miscredit. Okay. Plus, so I understand what you're saying. So if you use the conversion factor for the bond, it will give you the delivery price of the bond on the first day of delivery. So yes, I know what, but that would essentially be what you're getting over here. I want the on the run yield. I want to estimate what the current on the run yield should be, given the data that I have. So given the data that I have, I should be able to, but my estimate is not even close. So I need more up-to-date data. If I come back over here and I was using the quick strike, I was paying $100 a month for quick strike, then that should theoretically give me more up-to-date information, correct? And then I could maybe use that. I would still have to do the calculation, but it might be better. Okay, so Broker Tech is owned by CME Group. Broadridge, that sounds familiar. Which would give you a yield lower than the current actual yield if you're using a whole extra quarter. Yeah. it makes you wonder the people that have these robots out, how they're doing it. Because the 5-year spread is so wide. I'm not very confident in the people that are doing it. Yeah, Bitcoin is bouncing hard here now. I think somebody got scared there and is trying to pump it. Contact sales at ICAP, blah, 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 blah. It seems to me like ICAP used to be the place and then they sold it off to the CME. And the CME isn't really doing the market commentary part. Let's see here. I remember getting what was that website? There's this website that we checked out once before that was, had bond stuff. See, everywhere that I go to look at it, it's much higher than the current price. Like there is a number of vendors here for it. Record Tech Home. This document right here from CQG is way back in 2009. Isn't very relevant anymore, I don't think. Because ICAP don't own it anymore. What is with these spammers today? This is super bizarre, right? Super bizarre. Anyways. Well, I am gonna have the NASDAQ. Or sorry, I am gonna talk to the CME about this. That's what I'm gonna do. Should I call myself a hedge fund / CTA? What should I call myself? Media would fit. Proprietary trading firm. There's not one for just independent. Independent software provider. Or you could just put university / education. What's oh, you wanted to click the links for the naked high definition wet girls? I'm sorry. Next time, Roland, I'll make sure to wait a little bit. Y'all have the chance to click it. Oh man. You know what? I'm gonna say media. Yes, yes, yes. I wonder how many usernames they have. Oh, I guess they weren't posting a link or anything. You just have to go to their channel or something, or visit nakedhd.xyz. That's kind of clever that they put it in their name. Okay, so it seems to me that the benchmark rates are not what you actually want. What I actually need is the central limit order book to do it, because the treasury indices are calculated 4 times a day at 11 EST, 1500 EST, 1600 EST, and 1700 EST. So that's 9 o'clock and 1 o'clock my time. So when the pit close happens, and when at the top of the hour right now, right? And those are when it's published. So And it is made, the published rates reflect actual transactions and executed orders during the 15-minute observation window on the BrokerTec US 1 Central Limit Order Book. So in order to see what the real yield is, we would have to look at the BrokerTec US 1 Central Limit Order Book, right? You'd think they'd program a spam bot to ignore the channel under 100 views. I don't know. The thing is that if we're getting it, probably everybody is getting it. So YouTube must be going like, oh, this thing is happening. What's the best way for us to stop them? Well, can we ban their IP? You know, that's the sort of thing. API trading BrokerTec GUI. Well, Bitcoin did bounce back. They're about to where they were at the beginning of the session. Kind of seems like they've cooled off a little bit. S&P 500 still pushing up. Gold pushing up. Treasuries has visited both sides of this range this morning and are incredibly directionless today. Am not full time. No. Couldn't recommend it, to be honest with you. Couldn't recommend it, to be honest with you. It's hard. Trading overall is hard. Man, that is super weird. Remove. It really makes you wonder who's doing it, because could just be, I mean, it's possible that it's just us and that somebody's just deciding to mess with our channel, right? There's not really anything that we can do about it other than just hide them on this channel and then ban them and move on. Yeah, I don't know why they would bother with all that. BrokerTec Central Limit Order Book. That's what we want. Explore. It seems to me that the real way to do this is with a Bloomberg terminal, right? But there's no way you would make enough money from a Bloomberg, from doing this to pay for a Bloomberg terminal. Goes straight for SOFR futures. Okay, well, I'm a bite. Wait, let's finish this. Let me finish reading the tabs that I have open here. Ding, 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 ding. Well, hopefully the CME gets back to me on that one. SR3? Do you think I have it? SR? Okay, so all of the open interest is in the 3-month. 3-month SOFR, and the code is SR3Z. If you have, well, but I don't, I have CQG. I have CQG Continuum with the CME bundle. So it's not built into NinjaTrader here. I'm wondering though, every once in a while I've run into a situation where I could create one, where I could create it. So let's see if I call it. So we're going to call it. So FR3, it is a future exchange. It is on, well, is it considered on the CVOT or is it considered on the CME? Airport? No, it's on Globex, right? It's on Globex. Merge policy, trading hours, symbol map. SR3Z22? I guess it's good to have a positive week after all this fuss. Yeah. I really think that the markets might chill out for the next month, actually. I think that it'll be like back and forth, but I think that the volatility is going to be a lot less. I think that it seems like everybody kind of read the FOMC minutes yesterday and said, oh, okay, like maybe things are all like everybody's on the same page now. Markets seem to be trailing behind the Federal Reserve and being like not understanding where they're at. And now I think everybody understands where the Fed is at. This doesn't seem right. I swear I've done it differently before. You must define at least one contract month. Figure add. Okay, well, so we should have June. No, we should have, it to be September. And the 26th, okay. Let's see if I try to pull it up in this window. There it is, SOFR3. It's not going to pull it. Unknown instrument. Oh, why would it be December 2022? It's showing me on the CME website, it shows me there's a September contract. SR3U3. Okay, so the first thing is I think I got. Let's edit this a little bit. Let's. Oh, actually, let's just delete it. Remove. Yes. Add. We'll call it SR3. Future. SR3. December is the front one, they're 6 months ahead. Oh, you're right. There is more volume in the December at least. Okay. December. Oh, and the exchange should be Niglobex, right? So CVOT is not one of them. One of my choices. I'm pretty sure that that's my best bet. Okay, let's try that again. SR3 future. Nope. Nope. SOFR futures would be an interesting thing to look at, don't you think? But I don't think it works. It seems to me like that I should be able to, well, maybe Ninja. So I've had some situations where like I pulled up a product where I put it in like that, and then when you try and trade it, then Ninja Trader won't let you trade it, and you have to call them and have them enable it. But for just the data, you would think that you would get just the data. But you know what that suggests to me is that I'm probably the first one to consider it. Right? I'm probably the first one to even think about it. These are 3 SOFR futures CQG. There's nothing interesting about SOFR. ACK just recommended it. He said, why not do that instead of worrying about the. I have open positions, but are you using trading technologies? I bet you that with TT has it, huh? Hmm. Do I not have it installed? Don't. Sierra has SR3 in it? I bet if we contacted Ninja Trader, we could get it to show up. And maybe I just don't have the instrument settings correct. But, you know, if I'm paying for the CME bundle, I should be able to get every product on the CME exchange, right? You're able to see delayed chart on TradingView. Yeah, TradingView doesn't surprise me. I used to have their platform installed on my machine, and it doesn't look like I do. We need to talk to Patrick. Patrick, help me. Why would you buy at ATH? What do you mean by... It would be, it's probably SR, right? Here, let's come. Well, I'll pull up the chart for you guys on TradingView, and then you'll see, and then you'll see why when they asked me what's so interesting about it, I said nothing. SR3, 3-month SOFR futures. There it is, right there. There you go. Look at that. Look at that chart, man. That's actually there's more volatility in this thing than I thought there would be. That must just be the contract rollover, that right there, right? Oh, because I have it on daily. Can I do it? Can I just do like 5-minute bars? Yeah, okay. Or not 5-minute bars, like 30-minute bars. Okay, there we go. There we go. There we go. Okay. So now you can see that. Okay, so that's a 30-minute bars. That's showing you like 2.5 months of data. Hardly goes anywhere. So what you do on those is you just put yourself in the limit order book and you just wait. And you get on both sides of it. And the queue is enormous. So it's a different sort of thing. You just type SR31 bang. Oh, it's showing me the wrong contract. All right. Oh, it can only show you the front month. Well, whatever. Looks oogly. I mean, I've always wanted to put one in GE. Like, here's the thing. They have GE. I can pull that up. I shouldn't be talking. Because now I have to pull it up to show you. GE. Future. Eurodollar futures. Okay, so here's a thought. If I come in here to instruments and I look at GE, Eurodollar futures, edit. And what does it tell me? One exchange, and it will be Globex. It is. One exchange, Globex, GE, futures, dollar, blah, 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 blah. All these things don't particularly matter. Oh, what's this about? Okay, that's just the contract specs. Whoa. Ninja Trader Continuum EDA. Must include EDA. We probably can't pull it up if we know what the correct symbol is. But what the correct symbol is for this is... How important is it looking at the yen for Zn? Do you use some type of spread or edge? I just have a chart of the yen up, and do you see this little dom right here? That's off to the side of the treasuries. That's the yen. So I can watch and see if the yen is ticking up or down with the treasuries or not. I'd say it's very important. And the dollar index. I think that these are very important correlations to watch. You're going to trade treasuries. Ninja Trader Continuum symbol map, maybe? I swear there's something that will like CQG Continuum symbol guide, maybe? ERL stocks, 10-year note. Oh, on this one, for my synthetic dollar index. So for the dollar, I have 6E is my main chart, and then I'm adding the dollar underneath of it. You notice that I have it super tiny here. That's because the dollar tends to follow the euro. The euro is the most significant component, so that's why I set that as the main data thing. That's all that was about. I think that the euro is another important thing to watch, but there's lots of important things to watch, right? There's other symbols not listed here. See the CQG list, tradable symbols. Okay. Euro, dollar. EDA. Okay, so maybe if I type SOFR, apply. Three-month SOFR. Symbol SR3. See, euro dollar is EDA. I come in here. EDA. Lots of rollovers and stuff. Oh, hey, actually, here's a thought. Tools, data management, update instruments, update. Okay. Mm. Okay, that didn't fix it. One exchange. Oops. Let me make sure it's the safe features only. SR3. F.us.sr3. So according to this thing, SR3 should be correct, but it doesn't work. So I think that I would have to contact NinjaTrader to pull up that one. Okay, so now on to TT. You can get a demo from them, right? Who would we do it with? Wait, why do they have our distributors? I thought that TT was your oh yeah, I'm really confused. I thought that Trading Technologies was its own FCM. It's not, is it? Well, who should I do then? Okay, let's see here. Our distributors. Who do we got? Amp. We could do Amp, Dorman, Goldman Sachs. No. Phillips Capital. Wait. So if I click on their name, Goldman Sachs, where does it take me? No, it just takes me to the main Goldman Sachs website. Okay. I got a little excited there for a second. Quantitative brokers. Stage 5. Yeah. I know that they have CQG, but I don't think that I can sign up for Goldman to be my FCM. So wait, who are you using actually? Oh, I said it correctly that time. I don't know why I had a hard time saying it earlier. Actually. I'm really, the way that the treasuries have been trading today is really bizarre. Like it's traded across this range like 6 times now. It's kind of looking like this down move has been a little bit more. Wow, I don't know. So we got a spread going. Like they're selling the 30, they're buying the 5. I'm seeing everything flatten. This is not one. Oh, you use a Wedbush. I've never heard of them. Let's check that out. Wedbush. Asking you to know your location. No. Okay. Why would you go for them? Pre-holiday plus roll. Yeah. Is it Monday that it's a yeah. The 30th. Where did it go? Oh, okay, here we go. Contact us. And they don't have a free demo. Multiple data feeds. Blah blah blah. Where is other featured products? Trading technologies. Let's see if it'll let me do it. It's going to tell me I already have an account now, isn't it? Oh, maybe not. Oh man, my boy sounds very, very unhappy. I am not a robot. Okay. The problem I have with my children is that I can't seem to tell when they're like dying or when they're just throwing a fit, right? What? I just created it. Well, let me log in now. No information. Oh, okay. I have to say that I forgot my password. So guess what I'll do? I guess that's what I'll do. New password must not match previous passwords. Serious. I'm dead serious. I'm not. That's what it says. You know what that means? It means that either I used that one previously and they're really smart, or they had some sort of data breach and they forced everybody to change their password. They forced everybody to change their password and are being... No, wait, what? I just changed it. Oh, did it not like it? I see. There we go. Aha. I needed an FCM that actually allows me to take deliveries and clears themselves. Oh, I see. Okay. What were you talking? What's the question up in here? You guys are having a, you and Tobias are having a back and forth about something. I haven't been paying attention. Tesla was at its peak growth at 1200. Would you buy if you weren't hindsighting? No. Not. Okay, so when I try and do it now, it just gives me a blank page. Okay. Yeah, okay. New demo, blah, blah, blah. Not that one. Not that one. What if I get rid of this redirect URL bit? I think that it's saying that my demo is expired. Because it just gives me this blank thing. Well, that takes me back to their main thing. And if I click setup, it just goes back to here. Some word. Settings. When was the last time that I tried to sign in? March 9th, 2020. Well over a year ago. Well over a year ago. So frustrating. So frustrating. Somebody, you must, somebody go grab Patrick. Go grab Patrick. Oh, look, there he is right there. Okay. I don't know. So I suspect that right now that this 2.7 is probably fair and this 2.13 is not. Is my guess. It shouldn't be fluctuating so much though. It's just a little ridiculous. What made me think that was... Oh, we're pretty sure that we would get the SOFR stuff on Trading Technologies. I don't know about the broker tech stuff. I think so. There's the Treasuries new lows. But look, the Treasuries aren't even close to what they were. Like what? The 5 years should be moving more than the other ones. Oh. Okay. This is so stupid. I'm gonna fix this. Bothers me so much. Ain't nobody. It's been like what, 9 months? Ain't nobody been doing nothing about it but me. I'm gonna fix it for good. Write a robot. You're gonna go all out. I'm gonna make you. I'm gonna convince you all to trade again. No. The problem is I go through all of the effort to put a reasonable bid and offer in on the 5-year, but then will you guys? Will anybody trade it? We'll see if he responds on Discord, but won't be today. We have to end the stream. Anyone know Ultra Bond order flow? It seems to flow opposite to what you would expect. So Magic Castle, probably the reason that you're seeing that is because of spreads. So there's a flattener coming in right now, which means that you're gonna buy the 30 and you're gonna sell the 5, and so you're gonna see buying in the 30 and the Ultra 30, even though they're all moving down. That's why you're seeing that. So there's a really, really strong spread trade being put on to this morning. Now the treasuries are just like falling out. That was a pretty good move. That one would maybe could have, that one would have been worth trading, but there was no way for me to have predicted it or anything. Maybe could have traded it here in the 5-year though, because the 5-year is just being ridiculous, dude. The 5 years is being ridiculous. So I kind of think I'm gonna look into that. Hopefully, I can talk to some people, because look, I'm the guy. Isn't this? It's ridiculous to sit there and think this, but like, there's not that many people out there trading micro treasuries, and the majority of the people that are doing it in the 10-year because that's the one that's been active. But I think that one of the things that are attractive about these micro futures is the ability to trade the spreads, and you can't do that if there's like, the spread is freaking 20 ticks. That's ridiculous. We can bring that in. We can definitely bring that in. So I'm gonna look into it. Okay. In the meantime, I will see you guys tomorrow. Stay profitable, friends, or at least don't lose it all.